So we are live. Hello, everyone. Today is another session of the Human Edge series. And today we have a very close friend of mine who is going to lead us through today's conversation. Unfortunately, today will be the first day that I will not be able to share my screen due to a lot of reasons I will not want to disclose. But the good reason is you can hear my voice and see the beautiful and handsome face of Gilbert. Gilbert, how has life been for you so far?
Charlie, after school, after student politics, what's next? We get ourselves in the corporate world trying to make impact and also leave a footprint in the corporate world. At least
Uh,
if student politics did not treat us well, I'm sure the corporate environment will actually treat us well.
okay, okay, okay. But what are some of the mistakes you've identified when people are applying for jobs? What do they do? This even before we introduce you officially. What are some of the mistakes you've identified that people do? And even if they are in the job and working very hard, what are some of the things that make them not to get the right salaries?
They undervalue themselves, they underestimate themselves, their worth. They especially you see after every end of interview, the panel asks what's your salary expectation, and you see with desperation for job, with people trying to impress the panel, they mention price that, to be honest, is disheartening, and you can attest to the fact that the person actually wants the job, and so he just don't want to mention price, salary range that will actually throw him overboard, and so he underestimates his value and mention a price that, trust me, he is not willing to even take if really they have any other options. But yeah,
Okay, so let me just chip that in. I'll be having a YouTube live with James either tomorrow or but I know it is just this week. And today when I was traveling, one of the things that came to mind is talk about anything. And it just dawned on me that whenever people give me an answer of anything, it disturbs me a lot. And why I say this is that you ask someone, so like, what kind of job are you looking for? They're like, oh, Ellie, media, anything. Oh, then you ask the person, okay, so the person asks for something and like, okay, so how much? Then you're like, oh, anything. Then I now have to start thinking, okay, you read this program, you were in this association, you did this. Like, so the thoughts, like the pressure you've just given to me, that anything, what salary do you want? Then anything, people don't see
Ellie,
how expensive it is, but
Ellie,
it
I
just
don't blame them. Seriously, I have been there before. I don't blame them. I have been there before. So nowadays, when people will be like, "Oh, Gilbert, see if there's any Charlie, I'm looking for," and I'll be like, "What's your qualification?" You'll be like, "Oh,
anything.
anything," and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm coming from telecom industry. Okay, we don't do anything. So maybe I read this program. I read this program. Maybe you fall under this category. There is opening in my institution. I'll send you. So let's say you read computer science. Okay, and I know the vacancy we are trying to recruit headcount for is the qualification you're looking for is someone with the engineering background, and so possibly you did computer science, and so you fit in if only you can prove yourself at an interview. And remember, when you send a CV, we do uh, we do look out for the keywords, so the qualification you're looking out for and all that. If the number we want to proceed for the interview, you don't get the number, then we look at other people who study other disciplines. So let's say we are looking for someone who did telecom engineering, okay, and maybe we want to make 10 people go in for the interview, and we have 7. Now, on the 3, you have to look at other disciplines. So now you are looking at the computer science, the engineering courses aspect. It depends on you coming to prove yourself that you can do the job. Besides, when you are doing the course, you took some other courses that's for other, like, different courses that maybe it falls under the telecom engineering and all that. And so it all depends on you proving yourself. And so if you tell me anything, then I'll ask you, please, what's your qualification? What did you study? Then I can know if there is a vacancy, I know you fit into that category, so I can share the publication with you.
But one thing I've noticed I have now become very good at doing is when you give me the answer of anything, two things. Either my brain will now have to do more work, like trying to okay, where do I know it from? What were you doing? Let me go and watch your post. Like you just and that to me feels extremely expensive because I have a lot of things to think about, and now you are adding another job of so I'm standing in front of you and my brain is just drawing a lot of maths, anything. Then I'm like, okay, so what of this? So instead of give, and sometimes if I'm not in the mood, I just oh okay, you go hear from me, or like just okay, we go see what we go do, like just close the conversation. But it would have been better if the person would be okay. So Ellie, yeah, I read telecom, yeah. So anything in then you like you narrow it down for me. You get it? So
Yeah.
you successfully told me anything to tell me that you are open to anything, but you have also made me know the range that you are looking at. You are not looking at a salary of 1,005. You are not looking at a salary of 500, but you've told me 2,000 to 3,000. So meaning that if I get any job that is 500 cities, I cannot call you, and because of transportation and other related things. But I believe this is not the reason for. Yeah, I think it's just so also Tyson. And you were about to ask a question before I jumped in.
I think my question have escaped me though. Yeah. I was saying after school, student politics. What's next?
Ah,
Charlie,
did I actually do?
UCC have had you to torment the SLC during your administration as a Speaker of Parliament, Speaker of the SLC Parliament. And
As a
I
speak,
always say that you coached me to be the Speaker of the SLC Parliament, and I still contested for the SLC President when I was the Speaker. And Ellie, you talk about that
I
out
thought I
here.
was speaker. As we've all noted, I've been a ghost in all these stories for all this while. Kindly permit me to still be a ghost. Yeah. I always prefer to
Permission
be
granted.
the invisible hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we've decided to introduce you to the Human Edge series today. If you're watching us and you're thinking of what strategy can I have to become very good at work, how I'm working yet my boss is not noticing me, I need a job, my salary is not being increased, and all those stuff. This is the right place for you to do to be. Gilbert, you now have the stage. You introduce yourself to us. Let us get to know you very well, especially as a very wicked person. Yeah, a very wicked speaker of parliament and a student leader. Yeah, thank you very
That
much,
was
Gil.
that was some years back. I was the king of agenda, but I'm a born again Christian. Thank God.
Ah,
So, my
okay.
name is Gilbert Tetteh, HR practitioner. I specialize in talent and performance management. I am currently with Huawei Technologies Ghana. We are into telecom service providers. And yes, when we say Huawei, people think she basically deals with phone and laptops and all that. We go beyond the phones, we go beyond the laptops, we are into telecom service. And so we provide anything telecom service. It's Huawei, and we are number one in the market now. In fact, yeah, we are number one. Compete. No one can compete with Huawei now. So I'm with the HR department, and I'm with the talent and performance management team. So today we are here to actually look at a very important topic in the system, in the world where we are having AI taking over. People are actually shaking. Okay, especially those the Gen Zs are not afraid. Let me say the Gen Zs are not afraid. What our fathers used to do with an Excel, the Gen Zs are not using Excel to do it. it's actually becoming interesting. But in all of this, you are the strategy. In all of this, okay, you are the strategy. So I want us to have a conversation. Forgive me. I want us to have a conversation that goes beyond simply being good employees. Okay. The workplace is actually changing and technology is evolving. AI is coming in, is becoming more prominent now. Automation is now taking over some tasks that we do it repetitively. And also, organizations are constantly looking for people who can actually create meaningful value. So the question I want to ask ourselves today is: in a workplace where technology is becoming smarter, what makes you valuable? Okay, in a workplace where technology is becoming smarter, what actually makes you valuable? So that will bring us to the central message of this presentation, that you are the strategy. You are the strategy. So your organization may have strategies, system in place, uh, technologies and processes, but ultimately, we the employees are responsible for turning these strategies into results. Now, we are going to explore how we can use our human edge to actually thrive and also remain relevant and distinguish ourselves in the modern work environment. Now, let's move to the core framework. So the core framework is now looking at unlocking your competitive edge through head, heart, and hand. So now we are going to look at the head, your heart, and your hand. Now, to understand how we become strategically valuable, I want us to think about three dimensions, which is the head, the heart, and also the hand. This represents three things we must deliberately develop. Okay, the head, the heart, and the hand are things that we must deliberately develop. Now, the head is about how we think, strategic awareness, we understanding our values, and also knowing where our contribution actually fits within the biggest organization picture. Now, let's not forget, in every organization, the organization have its goal, its objective goal. And within the organization, we have the various departmental. Now, the various departmental actually also have its goal, and their goal actually align with the organization strategic goal. Now, your goal as an employee should also align with your department's goal in order for your department to achieve its target and also for the organization to achieve its overall target. And so that is the bigger picture, the bigger organizational picture we are looking at. Now, your heart is also about ownership. Your heart is also about ownership. You taking responsibility for your own careers instead of waiting for someone else to actually develop to you. Okay. In I don't know, some of us that work in the government sectors sometimes, or some organizations actually give the opportunities to their employees to go to trainings. They provide them trainings or they pay for their training. Some pay for their master, some pay for their PhD, depending on the contract you are going to sign. So if an organization is going to sponsor you to pursue your master's or pursue your PhD, then you sign a bond that's okay, after my program, then I will be with the company for this number of years. Before, if I get any other opportunity, I want to exit before I can exit. So I am saying that with the heart, you have to be the ownership. You take responsibility for your own career instead of you waiting for someone to develop you. Now let's move on to the hand. Now the hand is about execution. Okay, what actually we can do with our knowledge and also opportunities and capabilities. That is all about the hand. The hand talks about execution. Now you can have a brilliant mind, but if you don't have ownership, nothing changes. You can have a brilliant mind, but if you don't have ownership, nothing changes. Now you can also have an ambition, and passion. But without execution, the ambition remains an idea. You can have the ambition, you can have the passion, but if you don't execute it out, your ambition will remain an idea. Now, you can work extremely hard, but if your effort is not aligned with the organizational priorities, boss, master, you may simply be busy rather than you being valuable. Okay, you can work hard. You can be the first person to report to work. You can be the last person to report to work. But if whatever you are doing, your effort is not aligned with the organizational priorities, you may simply be busy for nothing than you being valuable to the organization. And so our competitive advantage comes from bringing our head, our heart, and our hand together. Now, this is the overall visual picture I want us to have. Okay. So now we have the head, we have the heart, we have the hand framework. So now let's look at the framework as a complete picture. Now the head asks, do I understand my strategic value? That's the question the head is asking. Do you actually understand your strategic value? Now the heart is also asking you, do I take ownership of my career and development? Do I take my career? So do me, Gilbert, as me take ownership of my own career and also my own development. Now, the hand also is asking you, do you actually execute intentionally and you create visible results? See, some of us work so hard, but sometimes I think sometimes my boss, I do monthly reports, okay, uh, but sometimes my boss will ask me, Gilbert, give me a weekly report this week, because she noticed I was working, but I was not providing results. I was not producing results. And sometimes it's not about me not producing results. It's about me, those that I'm working with are not cooperating with me. And so me being with a talent and performance management team, so the team basically have to develop trainings programs for the engineers. Okay, they have project they are working on, and so they lack some certain knowledge. We have to develop training programs for them. See, you will develop the training, you will create class on LMS, you will ask people to enroll for this training. They will tell you are busy. We are busy. We are busy. And so the whole week, I'll be forcing them to enroll for the training so we can execute the training. And they will tell you are working on projects, you are busy. And so that week, my boss will not see any results, anything I'm doing. Okay, so you may be busy. You may be busy executing tasks, executing plans, and all that. But is your execution actually creating visible results? Now, these are the three elements I want us to we must work together with. And knowing what to do without doing it is not enough. You know you have to do something, but you are not actually doing it, and it's not enough. And doing a lot without knowing what matters is also not enough. You can do a lot, but if you don't know what matters, it's not enough. And so knowing what matters and doing it without taking ownership of your growth will eventually limit you. Sometimes you do certain things and you see yourself not actually taking being good at what you are doing, or you are not actually taking ownership of whatever you are doing. It actually limits your capabilities, it limits your strength and all that. Now, the goal is therefore not simply to become a hardworking employee. See, I think last week I organized an event in my office to celebrate top performers for the first half of the year 2026. And I was very stressed, very, very stressed. And do you know what a colleague said to me in the office? Gilbert, you're a hardworking guy. And the only result for a hard worker is more work. And it dawned on me, it's true. See, you are the most hardworking guy in your office, and you are getting every task is coming to your desk. It's not like your boss is punishing you, but your boss knows you to be someone that you will not disappoint him or her. there's no way you disappoint. There's no way you are going to give an excuse not to meet your deadline or not to execute. And so my colleague said the only reward for a hard worker is more work. Okay. Now we have looked at the head, the heart, the hand framework. Now let's take look at it one by one. So the head is actually you knowing uh, your strategic value. Forgive me. You knowing your strategic value. Now, effort without alignment is a wasted effort. Effort without alignment is a wasted effort. Why am I saying that? Let's one of the biggest mistakes professionals make is assuming that you being a hardworking automatically equals to strategic value. Okay, you being hardworking uh, amounts to you being a strategic value to the organization. But my brother and my sisters, I'm here to tell you it doesn't work like that. You can be extremely busy every day and not still be making the contribution that matters most. You can be very busy every day, but you might not make the contribution that matters most. Now, the question is not only what am I doing? What am I doing? But the more important question here is why does what can I do that it can matters to the organization, it can matters to my department. My department can see I'm doing something. So I'm saying that every professional should actually understand how their role actually contributes to the organization objective. Understand what your task, your role, your job description, how it actually contributes to the organization's objective. So let's say I'm in the HR department, someone is in the finance department, the IT department, the sales department, the engineering department, the operation, or any other functions you find yourself. Okay, what should you do, or what should you be able to explain the value of your work that creates? Okay, now, don't it's not about your job description. Understand the business problem and know your role, what your role can help solve. That is the strategic awareness I want you to create from Monday, from tomorrow. Okay. Know the business problem. Every organization is in existence to solve issues, to create solutions for its customers. Know the problem your organization is trying to solve or the solutions they are trying to provide for their clients, and know how you can actually fit or contribute, and your contribution should be recognizable. Okay. Now, I want to ask everyone this. Everyone should ask themselves this question: what problem does my organization depend on me to solve? What problem does my organization depend on me to solve? Okay. Some of us are in departments. All that we do is we are not solving issues. In fact, we are not even making an effort to identify the problem that exists in our own department. And so from tomorrow onwards, ask yourself that you see some employees sometimes when they are resigning, top management setting, that's when you see them trying to make offers to them. You see them trying to increase their salary, you see them trying to increase their benefits and all that. It's not like they are good, oh, but the organization or management knows that when they exit, okay, when they exit, they are going to lose greatly because that person actually contribution or effort is somewhere up there. And so the person leaving will actually create a vacuum, even if they are going to be able to fill that vacancy before the person who is going to occupy that seat will match up to the energy, the vibe of this person who is exiting. It's very difficult. And so top management comes in. But you see some people when they are leaving, no one actually, they don't care. When they send a mail now, HR will respond, okay, follow this process to exit, blah, 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 and all that. But some HR will create a meeting, and that's when the exit interview comes in. But some people, when they're exiting, the exit interview, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. So ask yourself, if you are leaving your organization tomorrow, are they going to make an effort to actually change your decision to stay? If they are not going to change your decision to stay, then please, you are not creating anything over there. Now, your heart, own your own career. Okay, own your career. Own your career, not own your own career. Own your career, and you breaking free from the waiting trap and developing psychological ownership. Now, many professionals fall into what I call the waiting trap. That's what I call it, the waiting trap. Now, they wait for their manager to notice them. They wait for HR to nominate them for some training. They wait for someone to give them a promotion. They wait for someone to identify their potentials. They wait for the organization to create the perfect opportunity for them. But I'm telling you that your career cannot be completely outsourced to your manager. Your career cannot be completely outsourced to your manager. HR departments or the organization will do their possible best to you, but you, as the employee, have to own your own career development. Now, you have to take ownership. That, that doesn't mean the organization has no responsibility. The organization should provide opportunities that supports development and create environments where the employees can grow. But ultimately, you must own your own growth and your own career development. And so ask yourself, what skills do I need? What knowledge am I missing? What experience should I gain? What should I learn from? What opportunities can I create for myself? Now, let me tell you this story about myself. Right after my undergrad, I enrolled for professional certification program in HR. So I wrote my last paper undergrad on Wednesday. Friday, I made payments for international professional certification with HR Certification Center. And Saturday, I started class to get ready to get my professional certification done. And so before I started national service, I was already in the process of getting my certification complete. And so I started service in October, and in November I was inducted as associate member of the Association of Certified HR Ghana. Okay. Now, along the way, my boss, who was also my mentor, asked me because she noticed I was much interested in labor law issues, employee relations matters, and so she asked me if I have any certification to back my knowledge in labor law, and I was like, "Oh, yes, I do have certification. I'm a member of the certified HR. I'm associate member. I have certification in labor law and its application." Then they entrusted an NSP, National Service Personnel, with the responsibility of employee relations, which is labor law. And so I was in charge of labor law for Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. And so in the HR department, if there is any issues, any employer-employee issues, everyone will now turn to me. What does the law says? Advise us on what the law says. I was in Ghana, and my certification was in Ghana, labor law application in the Ghana jurisdiction. But I was also handling Liberia and Sierra Leone. And so I have to actually now take some courses online, look for some training centers in Sierra Leone or Liberia to see if I can just have some training session with them on labor law issues. And I was not finding it. And so I decided to actually read the labor laws of Sierra Leone and Liberia on my own and ask questions from LinkedIn. So I decided to make friends on LinkedIn who are lawyers in Sierra Leone and Liberia. And so any section of the act, so with Liberia, they were having the workmanship law and also decent work act and all that. It was a bit confusing. Rather than you see Ghana, our own is labor law, the labor law act. Okay, everything falls under that. Then we have the airlines that support that. but their own, they were separate acts. And in fact, separate every industry. So let's say the telecom industry have their labor law, their kind of act that protect them. And so I have to actually understand all the acts that operate. And I made friends on LinkedIn who are lawyers from these countries to actually make get more clarity or understanding from them. Trust me, my organization did not develop me in the labor law of Sierra Leone or Liberia, but I took the initiative to develop myself. And right after service, they retained me, and that position became automatically my own to be in charge of employee relations, anything that concerns labor law. I am in charge of that. Aside from me being with the talent and performance management, anything at first they were every issues goes to the legal department, but with my knowledge and with my certification already at hand, so I always say that you develop yourself and you wait for the opportunity. When the opportunity comes, it's not like now you are going to develop or get certification done. You already have your certification, and so you meet the opportunity and you embrace it and you take the challenge. Now, the employee mindset versus the career owner. Now, uh, this slide actually highlights an important distinction here. Let's look at an employee mindset. It can sometimes sound like this: tell me what to do. You are asking your mind to tell you what to do. Okay. And a career owner also thinks, here is what needs to be done, and here is how I can contribute. Now, you as the employee, you are thinking of tell me what to do. And the career owner also is telling you, here's what needs to be done. And here is how I can contribute. Now, an employee waits for opportunities. A career owner prepares for opportunities. I don't know if you are getting the distinction here. I've already, in the previous slide, I used myself an example. Okay, an employee waits for opportunity, but a career owner prepares for opportunity. An employee will ask, when will I be promoted? But a career owner will ask, what value do I need to consistently demonstrate to become promotion ready? One person is asking, when will I be promoted? But one person is also asking, what value do I need to consistently demonstrate in order to become promotion ready? Now, the difference is ownership, and ownership changes how you behave. You become more proactive, you start seeking knowledge, and you volunteer yourself for meaningful assignments. You volunteer yourself for meaningful assignments. And you look for problems that you can solve on your own, and you begin to think beyond your immediate job description. Some people always say that this is what my JD says, and so I will do exactly that. Trust me, if you find yourself in the HR department, so me, for example, I find myself in the HR department, but I do more than what my job description tells me to do. And so I see myself that in the near future, if there is any vacancy in the legal department, it will be very easy for my bosses to recommend me to be transferred to the legal department because I fit in perfectly. I review HR policies. I make sure the HR policies actually are meeting the hierarchy of laws we have in this country. The policies are actually not suppressing the employee rights, and also the employees' rights they think they have is actually not deeming the organization goal. And so this kind of thing, I'm already preparing myself for the legal department. And so if there's any vacancy in the legal department, my bosses will recommend me to be transferred to the legal department because I've exhibited that character of that trait of me having knowledge in the legal fraternity or me taking passion in the legal fraternity. And I tell you what, I'm already in law school. In fact, not law school like Makola, trying to get my LLB done. And in the process, I'm already in the process of becoming a lawyer. And so if there is a vacancy there, they will transfer me there because now I am even in school and the new things that are popping up. And so I'll bring the knowledge and all that vibe to the department. Now, I want us to ask ourselves this mirror question. If your manager had to describe you in one sentence to senior leaders, what would they say and is that the sentence you want them to say? I take it again. If your manager had to describe you in one sentence to senior leaders, what would they say? And is that the sentence you want them to say about you? Please, this is a mirror question. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you are getting ready for work, stand in front of your dressing mirror whilst you are doing your tucking. Ask yourself this question and search for the answers for yourself. The ladies, whilst you are doing your makeup in the mirror, ask yourself this question. Okay, take a moment and think about it. If your manager was asked, who is this person? What would they say? Would they say very hardworking? Would they say you are very reliable or always available? Or they would say, this person, this is the person we go to when we need someone who can solve difficult problems. This person consistently delivers. This person takes initiative. This person understands the business. This person creates value. See, it's two things here. That your boss will say you are hardworking, you are reliable, and you are always available. You can always be available, but you are not developing results. You are not delivering results. You can be reliable, but you are not delivering results. You are very hardworking, and there are no results to show for. But when they say, this is the person we go to when we need someone who can solve the problem. This is the person who creates value. This is a person who takes initiative. This person always consistently delivers. Trust me, you are good to go. And so this is a mirror question I want you to ask yourself every day when you are getting ready to go to work. Now, the last one we are looking at is the hand. So execute with intention. Practically, HR back tools to build visibility and also an influence. Now, this is where strategy becomes action. You understanding your value is important. Taking ownership is also important. But eventually, you have to execute them. Execution means you deliberately turning your knowledge, your skills, and opportunities into a measurable outcome. It also means that you understand the visibility and you are not necessarily self-promoted. If you create value, but nobody understands the value you created, your impact may remain invisible. If you create value, but nobody understands the value you are creating, your impact may remain invisible. So therefore, learn to communicate your achievements, document your results, share meaningful updates. So let me tell you what. So every month I have a diary every month. Now, it's not like I write a lot, okay, but I want the situation whereby if I'm being challenged in the course of my work, that last month, what did you do? I can pull up one diary, boldly written, maybe the month of July, go through that the 4 weeks or the 20 days or 22 working days in that month of July. This is what I do. This is what I did. I delivered this, I did that, I did that. And my monthly report is also there to show for. And because I do monthly reports, my diary actually guides me to, at the end of the month, to write my reports. Because there are certain things I did that may not be that important, but I need them. I need them for performance appraisal, self-assessment, and all that. And so I write them down. So document your results, and also you share meaningful updates. If you create value, so you have to create value for yourself, and also you volunteer yourself for a strategic assignment. Build relationship across teams. Don't limit yourself to one department because you don't know when there will be. Uh, I always say that I wish I studied engineering in school because working with Huawei have actually opened my eyes that the engineers are actually I okay. To me, I sometimes take some courses online. So my organization have a platform where we take courses. Okay. And so sometimes I take courses that are not even within my domain as an HR. I just want to understand what the department they are doing. And it actually also helps me to develop training programs for them because now I understand what they are doing. And so you don't limit yourself to one department alone. Some of your free time, you can just pass through some department, ask them if they need a helping hand, you give them the helping hand. If there is a vacancy in that department, in fact, their boss or a colleague in that department can recommend you that, oh, this guy is good. He has already been helping us, and I think he understands what you do in this department. Okay. And so these are the practical tools for your workplace dominancy. Now let's make this practical here. There are several behaviors that can immediately on your memory. It can fail you, and also keep evidence of your project that you have completed and problem that you have solved and improvements made, and also the measured results that you have made. See, when you achieve a milestone, make noise about it in your department. Open your email and write a report and share with your department leads, share with your department team. Let them know what you have done. And so when there are some, I don't know how some organizations do their self appraisal. Okay, we have the appraiser, we have the 360, we have the 180, we have the where the top managers do the appraiser themselves. But if your organization do the 360 self appraisal, where you get to appraise yourself, your team members get to appraise you in a system before even your bosses appraise you, before it gets to HR. Your team members knows what you did for the first half of the year or for the first quarter. If your appraisal is being done quarterly or twice a year or yearly, they know what you did within the year. They know what you did within the first half of the year. They know what you did within the first quarter. And so when they are doing the self appraisal, they can appraise you very well. Okay. And also, the second one is solve problems proactively. Don't always wait. Don't always wait until someone assigns you a task. If you see a genuine problem and you have the capacity to contribute to that solution, step forward. Don't wait. The third one we are looking at is you building cross-functional relationship. As I said first, your influence increases when people outside your immediate team know your capability and trust your work. And trust your work. My organization, where I am right now, when there are events, if other departments want to have an event, they will be like, "Oh, Charlie, who are the suppliers you are working with? Who did this for you? Who did that for you?" Because they know that when it comes to event organizing, I'm good. All that I need is my team. We meeting, we planning how the event should go. For the execution, it's entirely my task to execute it. from planning, getting suppliers, getting designs done, getting printing done, setup done. I do everything. All that my team sometimes will be like, hey, we, because they know when it comes to event organizing, I will execute it. If I'm not good at anything at all, not event organizing. So identify yourself with something that you can do and do it very well. That when you are not there one day, if you're not with the organization one day, when they're about to do that, I always say that if I leave my current organization and the program that I am like I am in charge of organizing and executing, they are about to have that program. They will be like, if Gilbert is there, we will just sit down for him to do everything. So identify, let them know that you actually you are good with something. So other departments when they are having other departments when they are having their programs, they come to me, and I basically talk to all my suppliers, get everything done, organize everything for that day, and that day the suppliers comes in, and what they have to do is now they have to go and supervise the work because I also have my own tasks I'm doing. So the ultimate competitive advantage here is technology. I would say uh, technology is just a tool. You are the strategy. Okay. Artificial intelligence can process information. Automation can perform repetitive tasks, but the organizational system can make the process faster and more efficient. But trust me, technology is just a tool. The ultimate differentiator remains the human using that tool. The AI is there. If we the human beings we don't input the the prompt, how will the AI produce the result? And so we the humans or we the employees actually remains the differentiator by we using the tool to produce results. And so this presentation puts this way that AI, automation, organizational systems are just accelerated, but they cannot replace the motivated, the strategic, and the self-directed human beings, which are the employees. And so the goal, therefore, is you should not be to compete against AI or technology. See, I use AI to write basically all of my reports. All that I have to do is when I input the prompt, it gives me what I need. I have to now sit down because I was in that meeting. I organized that training, and I know what uh, I said or what the resource personnel said that I need to input. Okay, so the AI is just there to help us to do our work. And so when we aligned our head, engage our heart, and also move our hand, we position ourselves to become exceptionally valuable in the modern workspace. And that is the ultimate competitive advantage we have. And so, as we come to the end, I want to leave you with one thought. Your organization may have a strategy. Your organization may have the strategy. Your department may have the strategy. Your team may have the strategy. But none of these strategies can produce results without you, the employee, uh, willing and capable of executing them. And that person is you. Thank you. Any questions? Possibly you can drop. Ellie, you can help me read. If we have any questions in the comment section, you can help me read a question, then I can help with answers. Please, we are all of us are here to we are learning. We are still in the learning process. We are still positioning ourselves for greater opportunities. Thank you. Ellie, are you there?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, thank you very much, Gabriel, for this presentation.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
please. My name is Gilbert. Uh,
what did I
don't
say?
What name did you mention?
Gilbert, Anna.
No, you didn't say Gilbert. You said Gilbert. Yeah,
Gil-
that's what I heard.
oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
That's fine.
Um. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Oh, you see, James. No, this was James.
James, someone is trying to blame you.
It's James. Yeah. Thank you very much, Gilbert, for this presentation. Unfortunately, my people are not known for asking questions, but I think they will be able to ask questions today. But I have few questions. Most of the things you said, I believe that those who have followed this program for the beginning of the year will see a reflection, because it's the same thing we are talking about, the human edge. And the concept of the head, heart, and hand started from January. And I'm not sure we had a conversation about this, but you just said some of the things that people have already said. So this is my question. If I'm not the kind of person who would want people to know what I am doing, I don't want to brag. Let me use the word brag. I don't want to brag that I'm the one sustaining this entire architecture. The entire networking of the company depends on me. It could be just that I'm the one sending the emails, but the results, if I don't want to brag of all these things, number one, what is the cost of it to me? Number two, is there any other way I could go about it?
So the cost is someone would surely take your glory. If you don't brag about it, someone will surely take your glory one day. Because if you are in a team and the work is being done, okay, we get the work done. What the team or the external people gets to see is the team got the work done. But they don't know who actually championed, whose idea it was. Yes, it's a teamwork, no doubt about that. Okay. But sometimes within the team now, we have people, in fact, we have all been students before. We have all been students before. Group work. Group work. It's a group work, true of us. But sometimes it ends up with one person doing the work. Right? See, I'm a student now, and we have a group, and that group was we created a group right from level 200 first semester. And so we created a group when our criminal law lecturer was in. And so we decided to maintain that group for all the courses. For all the courses. And my class is a working class. Everyone is busy. The work comes, and my group, I'm the group head. We are 11 in a group, but we were 12. First semester, one drop, we became 11. This second semester, one person have dropped. We are 10 now. We got a group work that we needed to deliver last week Friday. That was last 2 weeks Friday, and group of 10, only 3 people actually did the work. And we had a group meeting, and I told them that I'm not adding anyone who did not drop a research on the platform, because we shared it's a cases that we need to go and read. And so this person was reading this case, this person was reading this case. Then you brief the case, you come, you drop your brief on the page, we all read, and so when we meet, we discuss the case. And so maybe I did case A, you did case B, you did case C, we share the ideas. But if you don't do it, who should get the work done and you come and take the glory? And so please, if you do the work yourself, please make noise, brag. Me, my office, they know me to be the one who, in fact, when I get the work done, I will brag. Other people from other departments know that I did the work. I won't let it slide. If not, someone will take your glory. Someone will surely take your glory, because let's say if there is a promotion and your boss knows the work is being done, but they don't know who is actually getting the work done, and they are calling you in one by one. And if there's now that you don't like to brag, your colleague knows that when you even go in, you're not going to take glory for that work. And so when he goes in, he's going to take glory for that work. So please take that glory. Why? Brag about it. I'll encourage you to, in fact, brag. If you like, print it. When you come to my seat, me, I have like my name is pasted on my seat, and be on my name tag, I have like things that I have to do and things I have completed within the week on my name tag. And so if I'm not on my seat and someone comes to my seat, the person knows that I did this, I did that, I did. Please brag. Oh. It's good. It's good to brag.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have the next question from James. What has been your greatest challenge in all this your personal development process?
Time. Time I would say is the enemy to all of us. So this is how my work looks like, or my organization operates. We do clock in and clock out. Okay. And it's compulsory you clock in and it's compulsory you clock out. If you clock in late, you are in trouble. If you clock in, if you clock out early, then so our clocking is 8:30, our clock out is 5:30. If you clock in late after 8:30, you are in trouble. If you clock out after 5:32 and before 5:30, you are in trouble. And I'm a weekend student and I go to class on Fridays. And my class on Friday starts at 5 and I close at 5:30. The most funny thing, I started my masters when I was doing my national service. So yes, I started my masters when I was doing my national service. And so imagine a national service personnel that you are trying to learn from everyone, you are trying to impress everyone, and at the same time you are doing your masters. It was challenging. And my during my master's program, I was always I don't go to church, my mother church. And so it's when I go to campus. So I went to Heritage Christian University and it's a Church of Christ University. And so anytime I'm on campus, that is when I go to campus church. But the period of my master's program, I didn't go to church as my mother's church. And that was a challenge to me. And now being a law student is more challenging. But I have decided that when you set your mind on something, you deny yourself some pleasure. Right now, if you call me for outing, I'll tell you I'm not the outing type. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I'm very active the outing type. But just that the time I will go out and sit somewhere, I can use it to read some 2 or 3 cases. And so I'll tell you I'm not the outing type. And I always say that right now, if you're my friend and you try to get married when school is in session, please, if you want to get married as a friend, come and ask me when is your vacation. If you want me to attend your wedding, come and ask me, Gilbert, when is your vacation? And let me tell you my vacation period and plan your wedding within my vacation. Then I'll attend. But if you plan your wedding and it falls within my school session, I'm sorry, I'm not going to attend because if I miss Saturday class, I have missed 4 courses. Saturday is from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And so if I miss Saturday, I've missed 4 courses. And so I won't miss. So time has always been my challenge. And resource, money is also my challenge. But if you set your mind on something, you actually have to make provision and dedicate and make sacrifices to get everything done. James, I hope my answer works.
Yes, I can answer for James, but you can put in the comment section if it doesn't work for him. So, what is the best way to ask for an increment in salary or a promotion?
Boss, if the best way to ask for increment or promotion let me go back to this slide. So yeah, employee mindset and career owner. So with this, the employee mindset is asking for promotion. It's asking for salary increments. But with the career owner, this person is asking, what can I do to consistently deliver and also position myself for promotion? That's the question as an employee you should ask. But you don't go and ask, when will I be promoted? When are you going to increase my salary? But you ask the tough questions, what can I do? Because I need my salary to be increased. And so tell me, what can I do to get my salary increased? And trust me, when you approach the negotiating table with this kind of question, your employer or management sees you to be someone who is willing to take more challenge or more tax to deliver. But if you approach the negotiation table of, when will I be promoted? I need my salary to be increased. You now ask yourself, your performance appraiser came and you are getting B plus B, unya ADA, and you are approaching the negotiation table asking for salary increment. But if you are getting A, if you are delivering results, if you are asking, what can I do to consistently deliver results and get myself ready for promotion, then you are someone the team or the organization needs to keep. Because you don't look out for your interest alone, but you look out for your interest and also the organization interest. You asking, what can I do to consistently deliver results and get ready for promotion, is you knowing fully well that you want to be promoted, but at the same time you want to do something to earn you that promotion. But don't say your constant task or your daily routine or what you have been doing for 5 years now should warrant you promotion. But what you have been doing 5 years, you have not even made an effort to improve. You are always doing the same thing. So approach the table with the question or the negotiation table, what can I do consistently to deliver results in order to get myself ready for promotion? And then, promotion automatically comes with salary increments. Yeah.
Okay, that's really insightful. At this point, I'm not sure anyone has any question, but if you have any question and you feel maybe you want to use your voice than to type, just put in any emoji in the comment section. Then I know you want to ask a question with your own words and not just text. But before then, are there any ways by which we can reach you? Any contact you would want to share? LinkedIn, IG, any?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah. So below that, my LinkedIn account is Gilbert Tetteh, and this is my email. With IG, is it professional crowd? Okay, yeah. IG, let's connect on social level. So, but if you want to connect with me professionally, it's LinkedIn. I'm very very active on LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn account is Gilbert Tetteh. Yeah, and my this is my Gmail, my email, and my IG account is Nana Kofi the Poet, and my Facebook account is Nana Kofi Tetteh Jr.
And my advice to you, if you want to connect with him on LinkedIn, is don't go to the profile section. Yeah. If you're not a LinkedIn type, please don't go and watch Gilbert's profile. Okay, Gilbert.
LEY.
Oh, one man. Yes, James, he's a poet. Yes, James, he's a poet.
I was.
So
James, I was.
He's a musician, a chorister.
Hey, be coming down. Be coming down.
Okay.
Be coming down.
So since there's no ladder, I'll not climb. Yeah, but let me just re-echo what you already mentioned. A lot of bachelors, and at least he mentioned one master's, and still doing an LLB and a lot of professional certification.
Hey, please, it's not a
These are
lot.
not just papers. These are like some of them are
just.
from experience, and he
Oh
has
God.
worked. So imagine watching this person's portfolio.
Hey, please don't buy pressure for people
So
online.
if you
The
really want
portfolio
to
I'm not
talk
building
to,
up. Ellie, please don't block my chances. Don't block my chance. Maybe someone is online. The person have some. Please, if you tell the person will be like, I'm too expensive. Yes, I'm expensive, but don't overhype me. Why are you
yeah,
overpricing me now?
we can still buy iPhones at what's the name? That the Circle. Yeah, we can still buy iPhones at Circle. Yeah. So if you have any thing that you feel that Gabriel, oh, Gilbert will
James,
be the Gilbert will be the best
please,
person for you to talk to in terms of
this is
professional or personal development, or anything that has to do with you managing a lot of things at the same time. I would highly recommend you connect with him and then talk with him. And thank you very much for staying tuned with us. It's been 1 hour and some few minutes. See you next. And the next time we'll be talking about something interesting. That's mental health. It's one of the things that we actually underrate, but you are just oh oh someone just said it. Yeah. You see, so Gilbert, yeah, Gilbert, if we want to talk about your qualifications, um, it will be a lifetime journey. But I hope there'll be one day that some of us will just join the call and just have a neutral conversation. Because when you were talking, I noticed that even though we didn't have any pre-discussion of what you'd come and say, I realized, example, like the brag sheet. So you said brag, but I always tell the guys that you have to develop a brag sheet. Whenever there's a new project manager or whenever there's a new boss, present your brag sheet to your boss and tell him that, hey, the past 4 years, I've been the one controlling A, B, C, D. And if you want to
yes.
trust anyone with these roles, I am the one. If you want to
And
fire anyone, I have done A, B, C, D. So remove me from your firing list and make me a top priority because I am the entire tripod star. Like you don't brag
oh,
as if you want to make noise about it, but you are just letting the person know how relevant you are. It could
oh
be
yeah,
that
yeah,
you are the
yeah.
only one who sends an email, but tell him this email alone is what is generating the highest income. And I'm the only one who can draft it, not even ChatGPT.
Was funny. We use AI to do our work. We now after that we add our human touch to it. Please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So, yeah,
the black sheets should always have when you share the email and you save the email. Sometimes the email me after sending an email, okay, I save it. So on my laptop I have a folder where I save an important emails in. So when a day will come that maybe I've forgotten when I share the email, I just have to open my email folder and look for the title, how I have the title, and I just pull it up and I'll open it with that. I share this email to this person, this person, this person. They know I did the work, so they didn't even challenge me. So you
yeah,
see, but if you share the email to yourself alone, who is a witness to that?
yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. So Gilbert,
Please, Ellie,
yep,
my qualification,
yep.
where you know my provost from Heritage, right?
Yes, I know him. Yeah, the lawyer,
That
right?
man, yes,
Yeah.
that man qualification, he's my mentor. That man is plenty qualification, no, like 17. But there's nothing I mean two.
17.
I think I mean three. I'm there for
Ah,
account. It's what like it's over
okay.
17 stuff
Then what we'll do
because he's
is
holding
that
20 masters.
what we'll do is that this is supposed to last for 1 hour, and I think we're almost in 10 minutes. So we'll end the call, but we can still stay here and have a very good conversation. Yes. So if you really want to join the call, maybe I can share the link with you and anyone else who join the call with us. No, I will not do that. Let's have a peaceful conversation. Bye.
Bye.